outside the law.
So what's the plan?
We need guns.
At a local school, chaos erupts when a gang of armed criminals storms in and takes the students hostage. Time is running out, and Chief Alston is forced into action. The pressure intensifies when the mayor calls, warning that Alston will be fired if the rescue fails. Captain Mason leads the special operations team brought in to defuse the situation. But every entrance is sealed. Mason requests clearance to blow open part of the building. After a tense moment, Alston agrees, and the mission begins. Among the team are brothers Connor and Timmy, the most trusted and experienced members. With roles assigned and the plan in motion, the team moves out. The rescue begins right after the breach, with the team moving quickly under tight coordination. Several hostages are evacuated in the first wave, but everything unravels when a sudden explosion fills the area with thick smoke. In the confusion and poor visibility, Timmy accidentally shoots a hostage, a tragic mistake that changes the course of the mission. Inside the school, the gang becomes more violent. One of them holds the hostages at gunpoint, while Connor watches, unable to act. The tension explodes when a gangster steps on a landmine, triggering a powerful blast that throws Connor out of the building. 18 months after the failed mission, Connor has left the special forces behind and now works as a regular police officer. During a routine assignment, he's ordered to escort a teenager named Joaquin who has landed in legal trouble. Things quickly spiral when a group of gangsters approaches. Joaquin tries to escape, and Connor steps in to protect him. In the chaos, he is forced to shoot and kill one of the attackers.
No!
Realizing the danger isn't over, he tells Joaquin to run before more arrive. Connor's right. Not long after, a gang led by Pettis, a powerful and ruthless crime boss, shows up. Instead of striking back immediately, Pettis begins preparing a calculated plan for revenge. At the station, Connor is called in for questioning. He explains that he acted to protect Joaquin from a gang threat, but the officers are skeptical. They believe he may be hiding the truth or trying to cover up a serious mistake. Things take a darker turn when Joaquin is found dead. It is soon revealed that Pettis is behind the murder, using it as the first step in his revenge. With the blame falling squarely on Connor and no way to clear his name, he is accused of misconduct and officially dismissed from the police force. Meanwhile, Chief Alston meets with Pettis in secret. They reach an agreement. Pettis asks for police protection to keep his drug operations running smoothly, while Alston wants Pettis and his followers to help secure votes in the upcoming election. Pettis is not just another criminal. He controls a major drug empire and has carefully built a strong public image. Within the black community, his influence runs deep, making him a key player in local politics. For Alston, gaining Pettis' support could be the key for his political ambitions. Meanwhile, Connor is still trying to process his dismissal when Pettis confronts him with a demand. He wants repayment for the man Connor killed and makes it clear he expects results. Connor refuses, unwilling to take part in any of Pettis' criminal operations. Just when things seem at their worst, Connor receives unexpected news. His wife, Candace, tells him she is pregnant. The moment fills him with renewed purpose. He begins caring for her with a new sense of devotion, determined to turn his life around. But the peace is short-lived. While out shopping for Candace, Connor is ambushed. Big O, one of Pettis' men, knocks him out and handcuffs him. Pettis is done negotiating. He is ready to force Connor into action. Holding Candace as leverage, Pettis gives a clear ultimatum. Connor must steal money and destroy illegal goods belonging to a rival gang in a nearby city. If he fails or refuses, Candace will be killed. With no other way to protect his wife, Connor agrees to Pettis' demands. But he knows he cannot handle the mission alone. He decides to reach out to his younger brother Timmy, a former Special Forces operative just like him. When Connor arrives at Timmy's home, he is met with silence. Timmy refuses to open the door. Their relationship has been strained ever since the school rescue went wrong. The tension quickly escalates, and the two brothers end up in a physical fight. After the confrontation, Timmy finally gives Connor a chance to explain what is really going on. As the weight of the past resurfaces and old wounds are torn open, one thing becomes painfully clear: redemption won't come easy. And for some, it may never come at all. This is a day to die. At police headquarters, Chief Alston holds a press conference filled with reporters and citizens. The event is being broadcast live across several media outlets. In the middle of the crowd, Mason, the former Special Forces captain, attending the event with different purpose. Moments later, Mason steps forward and challenges Alston, suggesting that the rumors about him protecting a drug syndicate might be true. Alston stays composed and denies the accusation. Speaking directly to the cameras, he declares his commitment to the city and promises to fight all criminal threats, including drug cartels. His performance is convincing and casting doubt on the accusation. At Timmy's house, Connor explains everything. They revisit the school rescue that went wrong, the mission that shattered their team and changed their lives forever. Their conversation is interrupted by a knock at the door. It is Mason, their former captain, and his presence immediately shifts the mood. Connor tells him about Candace's kidnapping, Pettis' threats, and the mission he is being forced to carry out. Mason does not hesitate that he agrees to help and decides it is time to bring the old team back together. He starts contacting former teammates, beginning with Dwayne and Ship. Both are caught up in their own lives, but they still feel a sense of duty. One by one, the old team agrees to reunite. In a twist of fate, Candace's abduction reunites the team. When the group is finally assembled, Connor repeats the plan. Together, they begin preparing for the mission. Every move is carefully thought through to keep the operation tight and reduce the risk. The team quickly reconnect into the rhythm they once had. The goal is clear. They need to hit Pettis' rival and destroy the drugs hidden at the site. It is a dangerous job, but they are ready to do whatever it takes to bring Candace home. With Pettis' deadline closing in, Mason and the team move fast. They start their mission at a crowded party. With sharp precision, they take control and corner the business leader, Danny, at gunpoint. Under pressure, Danny gives up the location of the hidden drugs and a large stash of cash. The team heads straight to the spot, destroys the narcotics, and takes the money, planning to hand it over to Pettis as instructed. To cover their tracks, they burn the getaway vehicle. But the raid doesn't stay quiet for long. Chief Alston hears about it and immediately suspects Pettis is behind the hit. Alston confronts Danny for answers. As Danny explains what happened, Alston starts to panic. He realizes the truth could expose his connection to the drug syndicate. To keep his secret safe, Alston kills Danny and eliminates the only witness. Still unsure if Pettis ordered the attack, Alston calls him and issues a threat. Pettis denies any involvement. He already knows who pulled off the raid, but he keeps that information to himself. After the raid, Mason's team regroups and starts counting the money. Their goal is to use the money to secure Candace's release. But once the count is done, they realize it is not enough to meet Pettis' demand. To cover the difference, Connor steps in and offers a bundle of drugs they recovered during the mission, hoping it will complete the deal. The team makes a decision. Only Connor and Timmy will go to Pettis' base to make the exchange. The rest will remain in position, ready to provide support if needed. With the plan set, they move forward, holding on to the hope that this rescue will succeed. At the police department, officials gather to discuss the recent raid and the destruction of illegal drugs carried out by an unknown group. They decide to question Danny, believing he might have answers. But Alston tells them Danny is dead from a drug overdose. What they do not know is that Alston killed him to keep his secret buried. One officer, already suspicious of Alston's connection to the drug trade, begins to question the story. Danny's sudden death only deepens those doubts. Meanwhile, inside Pettis' base, Candace sees an opportunity to escape while Pettis steps away. She manages to free her hands and makes a run for it, but a guard catches her before she can get out. The failed attempt results in even tighter security around her. On the way to Pettis' base, Timmy asks Connor to stop at a restroom. There, a painful truth is revealed. Timmy is a drug addict, secretly injecting himself to cope with the trauma and depression he has carried since the failed school rescue. At the same time, Mason puts a backup plan in motion. He reaches out to Dwayne and Ship for support. Dwayne agrees, but Ship stays behind after his wife refuses to let him go, fearing for his life. Connor and Timmy finally arrive at Pettis' base. They enter the room and hand over the money. Pettis accepts it, but has his men count every dollar. Once the total is confirmed, it still comes up short. Connor offers the remaining drugs as compensation. Pettis agrees and brings out Candace, alive and unharmed, as proof that he is honoring the deal. But just as the tension starts to ease, a shocking truth comes to light. Timmy has been working with Pettis all along. He has been feeding him information about Connor, driven by a growing drug addiction and a debt he could no longer repay. Timmy confesses that he turned to drugs after the failed school rescue, the same mission where he accidentally killed a hostage. That hostage was a beloved high school teacher, someone Pettis admired deeply. The teacher's death enraged him. He wanted to kill Timmy on the spot, but he chose to wait. Big O, on the other hand, did not agree with that decision. His anger boils over, and he nearly shoots Timmy himself. As tempers explode and the argument between Pettis and Big O escalates, Connor and Timmy seize the moment and launch a counterattack. A gunfight breaks out. Connor and Timmy take down several of Pettis' men as the chaos spreads through the base. Pettis fights back hard, but the brothers break free and head outside, where the battle intensifies. Just then, Mason and Dwayne arrive, having already cleared the guards outside. They jump into the fight, backing up Connor and Timmy. Together, they push forward and chase down Pettis as he tries to escape. With nowhere left to run, Pettis finally gives up. But instead of staying quiet, he reveals that Chief Alston has been working with him for years, secretly moving dirty money every 6 months to stay hidden. Pettis claims Alston is about to make another transfer that morning. He has been watching Alston closely, waiting for the right moment. Now tired of being used, Pettis offers to help the team steal the money and disappear for good. Mason and the others weigh their options, then agree. Candace steps in with her own solution. She contacts her cousin, a specialist in fake IDs, to help them create new identities. With time running out, the team prepares for one last mission. The next morning, the team launches a full-scale assault on the bank. Chief Alston and his officers are already on site and respond fast, armed and ready. A brutal firefight erupts between both sides. In the middle of the chaos, Wayne is hit. The wound is fatal, and he dies instantly. The loss shakes the team, but they have no time to grieve. The mission must continue. As the shootout intensifies, Chief Alston steps into the fight, leading his men from the front. Despite the pressure, Mason's team pushes through and breaks into the bank. Once inside, they split up to move faster. Connor pairs with Timmy, while Mason works alongside Pettis. Their ammo is running low, and the police assault continues without pause. Amid the chaos, Timmy spots a sniper taking aim at Connor. Without a second thought, he throws himself into the line of fire and is killed instantly. His sacrifice saves Connor's life, but the loss hits hard. Mason hears the news and lowers his weapon, stunned. The team is outnumbered, and with SWAT closing in, it looks like the end. Then, gunfire erupts from an unexpected direction. Officers drop one by one. Ship, who shows up just in time to turn the tide. His surprise arrival gives the team the opportunity they need. With Ship's help, they escape the bank and make it to the getaway car he had prepared. But the victory is short-lived. Moments after helping them flee, Ship is gunned down. At the scene, Chief Alston loses control. In a moment of rage, he shoots one of his own officers. The shocking act is witnessed by others and recorded on a cell phone, creating the evidence that could finally bring him down. Meanwhile, Connor, Mason, and Pettis race toward the airport, carrying the loss of their fallen teammates. But the police are right behind them, and the gap is closing fast. Realizing they will not make it in time, Mason makes a decision. He tells Connor to stop the car and shares the secret code to board the plane. It is his son's name, Jeremy. Mason turns back and confronts the officers alone. He sacrifices himself in a final standoff, taking the bullets so the others can escape. His death gives Connor, Pettis, and Candace the time they need to reach the runway and board the plane Mason arranged. 7 months later, Connor, Candace, and Pettis are living quietly in Mexico, starting a new chapter. Connor and Candace have welcomed their baby, bringing a sense of peace and purpose to their lives. Pettis, leaving his criminal past behind, stays with them and helps build a better future. Part of the stolen money is put to good use. They send a large share to Ship's widow in honor of his sacrifice. They also make anonymous donations to the families of the school hostage victims, trying to make amends for the pain caused so long ago. Back in the city, justice finally catches up with Chief Alston. The video of him shooting his own officer goes public, sparking outrage and leading to his arrest. With the evidence stacked against him, there is no escape. As the investigation unfolds, the full scope of Alston's corruption is exposed. Years of abuse, lies, and dirty deals come to light. The city finally free from its corrupt officer. Justice did not come the usual way, but it came all the same. The story ends. So the moral of the story is, never let your brother take a bathroom break mid-mission. Next thing you know, he's snitching to a crime lord and ruining the vibe for everyone.